So, after 2 seasons of what can only be described as a television show, Star Trek Picard Season 3 is nearly upon us, so much so that we've just had the final trailer drop. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. If you haven't guessed, as always, I'm Al. This is the Geek in Review. So let's get to Star Trek Picard Season 3. So I'm going to do a quick breakdown of the trailer, then some thoughts and some theories. If you don't want to do spoilers or anything like that, that's fine. I don't know anything. These are just some thoughts that I have. So, to the trailer then, we see Riker and Picard on the new Titan A with Seven, who's number 1. We meet the new captain, who isn't in the trailer all that much beyond, which seems to be the introductory scenes for him, so he's probably going to die. And yeah, Seven isn't really in any other scenes beyond this either. I don't think we see her outside the Titan, and I don't think we see her when she's not wearing her Starfleet uniform. So could she be not long for this world either? I honestly don't know. It might just be the way that the footage has been edited or cut. And the trailer could just be scenes from the first few episodes. We've seen that before happen in Star Trek as well. Back to it, Worf gives us a voiceover with some warnings, and it's very not specific. There could be an attack. It could be targeted at Starfleet. So who might be targeting someone that is or isn't Starfleet for a reason that they might or might not have? I'll get to that later on in the video. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and again, the action sequences seem to be all generally the same. The stuff with the Titan. There's a scene at the start of the trailer where it looks as if the Titan has escaped because it's a bit battle damaged. We see what looks like LaForge's Federation starship show up maybe as well. But this is absolutely chocked full of Federation starships, and we assume more villain ships that we haven't seen as well. We then get a few other sort of voiceover warnings from Crusher and Troy, and it does look as if Troy is on board Crusher's medical ship from the start of the season. I think she might be reliving the memories of Crusher or someone on the crew. I'll get to that in a second. But then we hear an English voiceover and we see a guy with a gun on Riker, and he's got a very long look at Picard, and Picard has a very long look at him. If you notice in the scene as well, it does appear to be on Beverly's ship. The bridge is a little bit more simplified, and you also see Beverly in the capsule that she appears in earlier on in the container. So yeah, why is she in that sort of stasis, and who is this guy? Later on in the trailer, he says to Picard, "Is anyone still the person you knew?" So you assume that he's talking about the old TNG crew, but who is this guy to Picard? Probably his son. Let's be honest, how they're going to fit that in and tie it all together. You know, people are like, how are they going to explain it? How did they explain anything in Picard Season 2? Writing, and just not very good writing. But yeah, not 100% confirmed, but I'd say 90% that this guy is Picard's son. But where does he fit in if he's on Beverly's ship, and what is he up to? Because we see him shoot a member of Starfleet later on in the trailer as well. And I don't know how he would link up to the villain that we're getting in this season. And like I say, the stuff with Troy, it seems to be that she's wandering through Beverly's ship, but it's like memories, so she's probably in Beverly's mind or another mind of the crew member. But yeah, Troy as well, not popping up a huge amount in this trailer. Oh, and Raffi's back and on drugs, but who cares? We also see Beverly call Picard now. This does raise a few questions, because if this is setting up the season, this would happen before he's on the Titan. But when he's on the Titan with Riker, it doesn't seem that they're in a rush to do anything or get anywhere, as the captain mentioned that it is essentially just a training sort of tour thing. So does that mean that the Titan stuff happens first and Picard goes back to Earth and gets the message, then goes back out onto the Titan? Or does it mean that Picard and Riker go onto the Titan and they're sort of hiding their intentions? I think that might be the case, because when LaForge shows up, he looks majorly pissed to Picard. And for most of the scenes, in fact almost every other bridge scene, Picard or Riker is in the captain's chair. So again, the captain of the Titan's not going to be around for a while. And maybe they decide to take the Titan on this adventure and use the excuse of, well, we need a bit more information before Starfleet does anything, so we may as well take the ship and do it. And LaForge might be the guy that's sent out to bring them back, because remember, he had a similar role in that Voyager episode where he showed up to stop Harry, Kim and Chakotay. And we do get a little bit more of the villains and Captain Raddick here, but it's not much more than we've seen already. But yeah, a lot of questions. Who is she? What does she want? We still don't know the motivation or the backstory. She seems intent on revenge, but what has the crew of Picard done that she wants this vengeance? You know, is it just all about Picard? Or is it something that the crew's done that we've not seen? Or is it something that's happened in a previous episode? Because I don't think it's something that they've done in a previous episode, because they don't really seem to be indicating or hanging it on that. Also, how does she link to this English guy that's showing up that could be Picard's son? Because he doesn't seem to be really on the level. I think that there's another main villain here that's yet to be revealed. I just don't really see how this all ties together. What is the event that happens that Picard needs to get all the TNG crew back together for? And I just wondered as well how they're going to cover what these characters have been up to and where they left off with each other after all this time. Is it just going to be loads of talk of events that we haven't seen? I kind of hope not, but with Picard Season 2, I'm not hugely confident that that's something that they won't do. Moriarty popping back up, who I think is actually might be linked to Lore, who we also see in this trailer, because Moriarty is totally linked to Data in the TV show, obviously. And Moriarty and Lore, yeah, that's something that I would like to see. But again, why are both these characters back? What do they need Moriarty for? What do they need Lore for? Is it just going to be nods and Easter eggs? With Moriarty, probably. I think Lore might be a little bit more interesting. There's potential there. But again, there's a lot of questions. Why is he old? I suppose they'll just say it's part of his evolutionary process that he does age, just to justify the fact that they're not doing it CGI, they're not doing the crap thing that they done with Data in Season 1. And I'm more interested on what Lore's been up to, because last time we seen him, he was literally in bits. But please, 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 just don't use Brett Spiner as Data in the show. That's all that I ask you. Because, man, Season 1 really killed it in Hammerstone with Data. And then they really forced them into Season 2. So Season 3, I get it, this is the only way that they could probably legitimately bring him back, that it's not Data. But just don't have him as Data as well. The crew don't need a big farewell to Data as well, I don't think. But that's just me. But yeah, while the trailer looks great in terms of visuals, it doesn't really tell us too much about what the story is going to be for this season, other than the TNG cast are coming back, which we already knew, so we don't really know too much more about the general overall arc, anyone's motivations, the villains, or what even the real threat is that the crew is going to have to face after all these years. But in saying that, I'm willing to give this show a try, because let's be honest, it can't be any worse than Season 2. So if you don't want to miss that, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you've made it this far on the video, please leave a like as well. It's only one small click for you, but it means a lot for me. As always, I'm Al, thanks for watching.